Hello, fifth graders. Today we're going to go over how to add decimals, and we're going to introduce you to exponents and measurements and expanding. So for the first lesson, adding decimals, we will go over number 1 and number 9 together. So we basically just have to find the sum of the decimals. So we have number 1 over here, 3.89 plus 9.45. So when you're writing these horizontally, one on top of another like this to add them, you have to make sure that the decimals are aligned together. And the tens place too, and the hundreds place as well. So basically, you just add normally for this one. So we know that 9 plus 5 is 14. So we're going to place the 1 over there and then 4 on the bottom. Next, we're going to do 4 plus 8 plus 1. And we get 13 for that. So we place 1 over there and 3 down here. Then we see that 9 plus 3 plus 1, which is 13. So we just write it like this. And okay, so we're adding decimals and we need to place the decimals. And this is pretty important step. If you mess this up, your answer will be wrong, even if you added it correctly. So you have to align the decimals as well for the answer. So you know that decimal's over here, so we put our decimal between the two threes over here. And so our decimal goes over here. Pretty easy, right? So that's our answer to number 1, 13.34. Next, we're going to go over number 9, which says 3.56 centimeter plus 8.43 centimeters. Okay, so you have to make sure the units are pretty important. If there's units in the question, then you will have to write the units in the answer. So over here, we're going to add normally like we usually do. 6 plus 3, which is 9. And then we have 5 plus 4, which is 9. And 8 plus 3, which is 11. So also, same for decimals. Decimals are aligned over here, so we'll have a decimal over here. So our final answer will be 11.99 centimeters. So make sure when you have units in the problem, like 9 and 10, then you have to put the units with your answer as well. So your answer to number 9 will be 11.99 centimeters. Okay, next topic we're going to go over is Introduction to Exponents. So we're going to go over number 1 and number 6 together. And so we noticed that the question asks to rewrite the following exponents using repeated multiplication and calculate the value. So looking at number 1, it says 2 to the third power. Basically, this means that we have 3 2s. So we'll multiply 2 3 times. That's basically what exponents mean. So we're going to multiply 2 3 times. So 2 times 2 times 2. So we see that the base, we call this the base. The base is the number we're going to multiply with. And the exponent, we call this the exponent. We're going to multiply that many times. So we're going to multiply 2 3 times, like this. So that's what it means using repeated multiplication. We repeated the multiplication 2 3 times. So that will be our repeated multiplication, and then we have to calculate the value. So 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. So these would be your answer. You will write all of this down over here. So 10 over here, again, this exponent means that we will multiply 10 2 times. So we will do 10 times 10. And so the base is 10, so we will be using 10 to multiply. And we see that the exponent is 2, so we will be multiplying the base that many times. So 10 times 10 is 100. And then that will be your answer to this problem. So you will write this down over here in number 6. Our next topic, which is measurements. So we will be going over number 3 and number 6. And so we're converting the measurements to new units. So we're going to be converting feet to yards. And it's important to keep these measurements in mind as you solve these, as you convert these. So 1 yard equals 3 feet and 1 feet equals 12 inches. So for number 3, it involves feet and yards. So we will be going over the first conversion. So we see that 3 feet equals 1 yard. So underneath, we will write 3 feet and 1 yard. To solve this problem, I usually use proportions. So I will be teaching you the way in proportions. And so we will be aligning feet and feet together and yard together, and we see the original unit is 3 feet and 1 yard, right? 3 feet equals 1 yard. So 3 feet equals 1 yard like this. And to get from 3 feet to 24 feet, we multiply by 8. So we will do multiply by 8. So we will do the same to the other side. Multiply by 8. Then we know that 1 times 8 is 8. So we will write it like this. So that means 24 feet equals 8 yards. And let's do number 6. This time we're going to be doing inches to feet. And we see that 12 inches, according to the measurement box over here, 12 inches equals 1 feet. So we write it like this. And to get from 12 to 36, we multiply by 3. Then we'll do the same to the other side. So we'll be multiplying by 3 over here. So 1 times 3 is 3. So 36 inches equals 3 feet. And so you'll write that over here. You'll fill in the blank over here. And 3 over here as well. Our next topic we're going to go over is number 4, expanding. This is pretty easy. You'll get the hang of it after doing one problem for sure. So we're going to do number 2 over here. And I wrote it out like this for us so it's easier to understand. So let's just add it. So 0 plus this, so we're going to get 3 over here, and 7 over here, and 0 over here, and 4, and then 8. So if you notice some similarities, you will notice that there is, like in the problem, 3 is the ones digit, so we have a 3 in the ones digit. 7 is in the tens digit, so we have 7 in the tens digit. And we have 4 in the thousands digit, so we have 4 in the thousands digit. And we have 8 in the 10,000 digit, and we have 8 in the 10,000 digits. There's no hundred, so we leave it blank. So that's basically how it works. You don't really have to add it like this. You can just look at the problem and write your solution. I just added it like this, so it's much easier for you to visualize. So let's do number 8 without adding it like this. So we notice that 2 is in the ones digit. So we will place 2 in the ones digit. I usually go from smallest to biggest. It's much easier to work with. And we have 7 in the tens digit. So we will place the 10. So we'll place the 7 in the tens digit. And we notice that 3 is in the hundreds digit. So we'll place 3 in the hundreds digit over here. And we notice that 8 is in the thousands digit. So we'll place 8 in the thousands digit. Like this. And we notice that 3 is in the 10,000s digit. So we'll place the 3 in the 10,000 digit. So that's your answer. It's very easy. You don't have to add it like this. You can just look at the problem and solve it like this. And so that will be your answers to 8 and 2. And that's it for today. I hope you learned a lot.